Hey guys, I have a really pretty girl to show off today. Here in my hands, I hold the Beretta 92 FS in stainless steel with these beautiful rosewood grips. Check this thing out with me. So here we are. My buddy got a hold of me and let me know he had this Beretta 92 FS, and he says, hey, you should probably make a video on this. And I says, well, okay. So here we have it. Now this one in particular is a higher end model. It has a nice stainless steel finish on it and these nice checkered rosewood grips, and they're very heavily stippled on them, so he actually had the complaint that they were biting into his hands when he was shooting, but that's okay. The FS model has a few new upgrades to it, like the 3-dot sights on there, ambidextrous safety on there, and a couple other just little design features that are kind of nice. Now the 92 FS is a double single action, and you have to pop off that safety first, and you can pull the trigger and it'll go, and then upon recoil it'll set back that hammer so you'll have single action from there. In a handgun, I actually prefer this because I feel like I have more control over that first shot. Yes, it is heavier on that first shot, but I know it's going to be heavier. I've got control over it, and if I wanted to cock that hammer at my discretion, I'm going to do so. Now some folks will argue with me on this when they say, well, same trigger pull every single time, just like a Glock has. That's a fair argument, you know, but it's all about user preference when it comes down to your handgun, right? So no big deal. So let's check this thing out. She's a 9mm semi-auto blowback action. She's back just like that. Comes standard with two 15-round magazines. Now my buddy supplied me with a 15-rounder and an 18-rounder aftermarket, and we're going to take those both through their paces. I have a particular affection for this type of firearm because it's similar to the one that I carried when I was in the Marine Corps. We all had M9s, and they were all blued finish, nothing fancy like this, just standard plastic grips. And these things are workhorses. They do pretty good. They shoot straight, they have high capacity, and you know, that's pretty much what you need. Some folks will argue, okay, well, it doesn't have the stopping power of a 45 like the old 1911s, and that's a fair argument. But shot placement wins the day, right? And on top of it, if you're dealing with armor, neither this nor a 45 is going to do anything. So, I mean, you got to pick and choose your battles there. So, a little bit less weight behind the bullet, but you got a higher velocity and a higher capacity, and it goes longer range straighter. So, it's no mystery why they would pick the M9 Beretta as a service weapon over the 1911s. Now in 2017, the Army actually stopped using this. They moved over to the SIGs, which I think in all circles everybody would agree that's a better move. This has become a relic. These started production back in 1985, and while they did have a very good service life, served pretty much everywhere in the entire world, they've just become outdated like anything else. You wouldn't take a 6-shooter out to war, would you? No, you wouldn't. You're going to upgrade as technology upgrades. But that's another matter. Now loading her up is pretty straightforward. All you do is you take your magazine. Now I mentioned that I have a 15-rounder and an 18-rounder. I loaded them both to 15 just to keep it consistent. But you just take your magazine, load it in the bottom, boom, get a hold of that slide, rack it, and she's ready to go. Now when I'm ready to fire, I'm going to pop that safety up, and I just did it from my side, the right side, or if I was a lefty, I could do it on that side. Both are fine. But I'm not going to pop that until I'm ready to fire. So let's start off at 15 yards. We're going to do 5 rounds out of it, and we'll go from there. Let's see how we did. Well, that kind of looks like garbage, to be honest. The first one went way over to the right. That was my heavy double action. These are the next 3, and then that was the last shot. I don't know what the hell that was all about. Let's try that again. I might have pasties coming off, but that group looks like garbage. Okay, obviously there's a pasty came off there, and I can only assume that other pasties came off, but this group looks like crap. Maybe I just had rose tinted glasses or something remembering this gun, but this isn't shooting very well. Well, so far the shooting could be better. That's either 10 or 11 rounds. Now, I'm still hitting minute a man, and they're still sitting somewhere in like the 9 ring area. Okay, but I'm just going to empty out the magazine, probably 3 on target, and then I'll put the rest on the swingers. That sucked. Well, obviously I miscounted my rounds, but here's a weird thing going on here. They started tightening up big time. So maybe I just need to warm up with the gun. I don't know. Let's take it out to 25. Sorry guys, the wind kind of sucks today. But all right, 15 yards, I was hitting the target. Maybe I just had bigger expectations for it than it produced, or maybe I'm just warming up to the gun. I don't know. But anyway, unloading it is a cinch. Just press down on the mag release. It'll eject it out. Get out your other mag. Boom. And she's ready to go again. Now the nice thing about when you load it up, it is not going to cock it right away because you still have the decocker going there. So with me just loading that up, nothing. Big fat nothing. There's one in the chamber and it's got a full stack of rounds, but with that decocker on there, it disconnects the hammer. So that's a nice safety feature right there. You know, it's good for you to carry and stuff like that, or leave in the house if you got kids and things. We'll discuss CCW later on as far as that goes, but as far as sitting on the range, that's a pretty safe way to get it loaded up. So let's go ahead and get some shooting done here at 25 and see how it does here. All right, so let's give it a rip here at 25. I kind of put a hurting on myself. I forget to put my earbuds in before, but yeah, sometimes you gotta get reminded of that lesson. Always wear that ear pro. Well. What do we have here at 25 yards? Look at this group. A couple pasties got knocked off, whatever. But you'll see it when it goes to the target cam. That did pretty darn good. Let's check this thing out. So it looks like we're in business. The high one I know, that was from the double action. I mean, with that heavier trigger pull, that's to be expected. Now, I just watched this pasty fall off, and they're falling off as we're looking at it right now, but you'll see in the target cam when it was shooting, which ones it was actually hitting. Now, from where I could see, it was localized all down here. And at 25 yards, that's the group right there. That's pretty good. Maybe I'm warming up to the gun, maybe the gun's warming up to me, or maybe it prefers that kind of range. Well, there's some weird unexpected results. So I'm shooting pretty good at 25, so maybe I'm just getting used to the gun, that could be it. So as far as carry and conceal with this thing goes, I wouldn't really call that very functional. One, it's huge, it's a full-size handgun. And two, you'd have to roll with that decocker uncocked, which, okay, you could probably reasonably do that, I suppose, if you had a good holster. Me personally, I wouldn't carry it. I mean, it's huge, you know, but that'd all be up to preference for you guys. Is it an accurate enough gun? Yeah, and it's got enough power to it for self-defense? Yeah, sure, why not? Probably not your best option. You probably want to go something a little bit smaller. Now I'm shooting Winchester 115 grains out of this, full metal jacket of course, and they're going to tend to go a little bit low at further range. So as you saw, it was tending low and to the left where it was grouping up. So I set out some fun challenge targets out there. I got the 2 swingers, plus I got a couple cans that I'm going to shoot off the board there. So we'll see how it does. So far the guns function flawlessly. I've had 0 issues with it. No jams, double feeds, nothing. No problems whatsoever. And the nice thing is, when you want to have a break in your range session, utilize that decocker. So that hammer was cocked, hit that decocker on there, and you can safely set the gun down. Not a big deal, or holster it, or whatever you need to do. But anyway, let's go ahead and give this a couple rounds. Alright, well that's that. Ammo's getting short and it's hard to find, so we had some fun. I don't know how some of these camera angles are going to turn out, and there's going to be wind interference. It's kind of a garbage day to be shooting video, but hey, you got to take it whenever you can get it, right? Well, anyway, don't forget to check out our friends over there at Workaday Custom Gun Leather, custom made to order, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Until next time, guys.